I already messed everything else up and I ended up in the front head position, right? So instead of going, since I don't have the collars to play with anymore, okay, I'm gonna get to that same side position, but this time instead of getting my hip to his hip, I'm just gonna shift my chest. Yeah, don't you guys all come over? I only got one side I can do this. Yeah. Yep. No, you swing your butt around. There we go. Right? So I'm starting here, right? Starting in my sprawl. I'm going to switch my chest, and that bottom hand, the one that was on his elbow, is going to punch through and replace. Okay? So I can grab his neck if you want, or more likely, I'm just going to immediately lock my hand. Okay? Swing my butt off to the side, and now I've got control of his head. Okay? I've cleared his arm so that he's not able to take me back down. Right? And I'm keeping his head glued to the ground. Cool? I actually like to step up with this other hand so I can keep pressure on him. Because if I drop to my knees, I end up taking that pressure off and he can start moving this shoulder, moving this arm. Make sense? So I'm starting in my sprawl. I'm going to drop my knee behind his arm, switch my arm, and lock my hands palm to palm. The one underneath should be knuckles on his shoulder, pointing away from his head. My other hand comes in, no thumbs, grabbing the meat of my hand, grabbing the meat of my thumb, and then I squeeze my elbows together. Okay? It should start feeling uncomfortable on their neck. It shouldn't be tight enough. I'm not trying to strangle them yet. Right, but I'm just getting that hand through there. I don't want my hand low enough here where he can start grabbing at my hands. Right? Now I'm glued in here. I'm punching that through so that if he grabs an arm, he can only get one at a time. Okay? He can try and grab my hands at this point, but they're behind him. So any pressure he puts down is on the back of his own neck. Cool? Last piece here. I'm going to get to that 3/4 position. I'm going to extend my left arm up through his shoulders. I'm going to squeeze my right elbow to the ground, and I'm going to swing my butt towards his butt to spin him to the ground. And I follow him, trying to keep my knee in his belly button until I get him to the side. Cool? So we're just going to get to that position.
Can I see it?
Yeah. All right, so starting from mount. Start from mount. Yep. So he does his escape boom, puts my foot, right? I pop up, I slide out, I'm too high, like we just talked about, right? If I had kept my weight back, then I'd be able to continue with my back take. But I slid too high, he was just too strong and manly, I spin with him, and I get my sprawl, right? Nice and heavy, butt up in the air, leg straight, pulling on that elbow so that he can't attack with it, can't pyramid out to that side, pulling his chin toward me, trying to drive his head to the ground. I'm gonna drop that knee into the gap. My head comes to the other side. Apparently I go through puberty again, and I punch my hand through. You see? And once you get to this position, it's uncomfortable. People will often grab your top hand, whether they're thinking guillotine, right, to start countering that, right, or just because they want you to let go of their chin. They'll start pulling that hand away. When he does that, it makes it easy for me to punch the other arm through. Good grip. Twisting his head underneath me, extending my left arm, knocking him over, and then I just swing my butt. Just keep pumping. All right? Turn him to his side. 1, 2, 3. Watch out for the